Hi guys, this is Julie from Connecting Japan. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about where we're going to go finally, Fukuoka. We're not there yet, but I'll just show you a quick map. So here we are. This is Kyushu, the southernmost main island of Japan, and that's Fukuoka there, and there's Nagasaki there, and Kumamoto is around about here somewhere. And those are three big areas in Kyushu if you get the chance to visit. That's where you need to be. But back to Fukuoka, they have a population of 2 million and 29 cities within Fukuoka itself. It's not just the name of Fukuoka is not just the name of a city, it's the name of a prefecture and an airport. So it can be a little bit confusing sometimes, but and we also use the word ward within Fukuoka prefecture. So for the sake of the video, we'll just stick with the name city. Two main cities that you'll have in Fukuoka prefecture is Hakata and Tenjin. Tenjin is the business district, so all the financials and most of the paperwork that you'll have to do, you have to go to Tenjin. If you want to go to the fashion trendy part of Fukuoka, Hakata is where you go. The main attraction most people go to first of all is the Canal City, and it is like it says it is. Lots of water everywhere. You can go on a party boat. Yatai, which is the street food stalls, dotted along there as well. If you are the romantic sort and you like night bus rides, you can do that too. If you just want to walk through there and experience the shops, you can enjoy that. They have a sort of a sound and light show, and sometimes it's different anime and sometimes it's Godzilla. We got to fight Godzilla and we lost, so he destroyed Hakata City, but you know, it'll live for another day. There's also the famous ramen stadium in there as well. So Fukuoka is known for its tonkotsu ramen, and we've put a post on our Facebook page talking about that, which is a pork bone broth. The variety of ramen that they call it there is obviously called Hakata ramen, and we tried a few different versions of that. Obviously every Japanese restaurant's going to make it a little bit different. We went to a very small place and tried a workman's version of it, which is sort of a watered down version of the real deal. Ichiran is the restaurant that most people associate with being the best place to try tonkotsu ramen. We didn't go there, but it's probably on our bucket list. If you're not in for that sort of kind of nightlife, and you like nature, then I would suggest going to Ohiri Park, which is Ohiri meaning moat. It's very close to what is called Fukuoka Castle. And a lot of people, particularly Taiwanese and Koreans, actually frequent the park, as well as Japanese and other tourists. And it's a good place to walk around. There are paddle boats. There is the usual Starbucks, if that's your thing. My jury's still out on that one. I'm not 100% sure whether I like it or not just yet, so don't hate me. Also, we have the Flower Island. I don't know what its name is in Japanese yet, so that's just a trip off the port there, and you can go out to that, and it's a beautiful island just covered in flowers if that's your thing. If you like shrines, the most well-known in Fukuoka is Daisaifu Shrine. You can take that from Hakata Station and then take a regional train to Daisaifu, or if you've got a friend, it's a 40-minute trip. It's pretty much set out like an ordinary Japanese shrine with the promenade and the shops beforehand, and but what makes it a little bit different is it has it's dedicated. Daisaifu Shrine's dedicated to the god of education. The trading merchant that was banished to what is now Fukuoka not only built most of it, but he founded the shrine there and desired to see children have better education. So a lot of families in the area also go to the shrine and pray for good results for their entry exams, which is usually held after their winter school holidays in January. We didn't do any of that. There's also a fox shrine on the site too, so we went there in the summer and had the fun of walking up there in a really hot day. And it was fantastic. The gardens are beautiful. You're trying to do videos in Japan, and we've the reason why we don't have our presentation one is cicadas are visible and musical and pretty in Japan, where in Australia we don't see them very often. And they do tend to mess up videos. So unfortunately, they don't stay away for years on end in Japan. They're usually there nearly every year. So that's just one of the heartaches about doing videoing in Japan in the summer, that you just have to put up with it. So what other things can you expect to have in Japan? On a hot day, I found Pocari Sweat, which is sort of like a Gatorade type thing, was the best, but they tell me not to drink too much of that. One of the other things we had at the shrine was fish roe. That's a very popular dish in Fukuoka. If you don't like that, then that's okay. They also have mochi balls with the plums as well. So plum trees are dotted all over the place in that shrine, and there's the most sustainable Starbucks supposedly in the world is also just outside the shrine. So that was a lot of fun. If you like themed cafes, the only one we actually found was Kurdig Cat Cafe. It was a little bit of a hike from where we stayed, and we had a great time, Heather and I. It's 400 yen entrance fee, and you get to play with the cats for an hour, a further 100 yen to feed them, and I think it's about 600 or so for a drink. You can't really eat at these places. It's just a sort of a place to have a drink and have a play with the cats. I will say that these cats are actually for sale. So they had cages for the kittens set aside, and other unwell cats. It was very hygienic. I know some people really worry about cat cafes and and how healthy it is. They do a really fantastic job here, and a lot of the cats are rehomed, and we had a really good time. We can't give you too much more information about anything that we did. These were some of the things we did and some of the things we wish we did. We wish we could have gone to South Korea. Fukuoka is only a hop, skip and a jump away. So if you're going back into Hakata, the port of Hakata has a ferry that takes you across from there to Seoul. And a lot of, like I said, a lot of the Koreans come across there and come to Japan and waltz around Ahiri Park for a day trip. And likewise, we would love to be able to go to Korea. We don't understand Korean, but I'm told they speak pretty good English. So there's just some of the fun things you can do. Transportation from Fukuoka is quite efficient, and to get around from Tokyo from there is pretty cheap. You could go back down the train line to the airport and go and take a cheap flight with Scoot or Peach or one of these other cheap airlines, or you can go back down to Hakata and take a Shinkansen or bullet train, and you'll be in Tokyo in about 6 hours, and I believe it cost around roughly about $25 Australian. So these are some of the things you can do. Obviously, if you want to come and visit us when we are finally in Japan and settled in, I can tell you that our friends who, Pastor Eugene and Pastor Fiona, who run Waka Waka Life Church, they do have short-term mission trips from time to time, showcasing some of the things we'll all do together. I don't know if we'll be able to go into the university to spend time with the older kids, or go to the schools. But I don't know if that'll be possible. But we will be able to help out maybe with some of the other missionary things that we do. I'm not going to give too much away because we want to be able to show you guys our presentation video when it's done. So have a great evening. We're going to say Janatane from us here, and For those who are coming to state, the 23rd to the 25th of September, we'll see you then.